Ranked 115 in the Global Competitiveness Index might be a slight improvement than the year before. But it's a far cry from 2010, when Egypt was ranked an impressive 70 and targeting to be in the top 20. The government had announced it is planning a comeback. And experts here have been looking at successful nations in this domain.
Basically, what we have developed and established today is to create a dialogue between Egypt and the outside world with 20 different countries, such as Switzerland, such as Singapore, South Africa, Finland, Germany. We've taken different samples, the highest risers on the global competitiveness ranking, the sustainable risers, the emerging markets like ourselves. How are they doing it?
One country on the top of the competitiveness index is Germany.
Competitiveness in Germany has three factors. Number one, good education, especially also good technical education, a good infrastructure, a good public service, and a sense of innovation. You certainly know all the major German companies, Porsche, Mercedes, BMW, Bosch, Audi. They're all known. This is the strength of German economy, the excellent products.
Egypt can learn from several success stories, such as Singapore. It doesn't have natural resources such as petrol or gold, but has thrived recently. And there is potential here.
Egypt is blessed with natural resources. Egypt is in a geostrategic location, but you can turn yourself into a regional logistics hub. With a little bit more investment in education, in health, in infrastructure, if Egypt is able to free up and generate some of these resources, then you are going to position the Egyptian people to become a key competitiveness instrument, not just for the 5 years, for 10 years, but for the next 30 to 40 years.
Experts believe the government should make better use of its resources to push Egypt up the global economic scale.
We need to restructure our government, our entities. The public sector needs a lot of restructuring. We need to create more e-government, by where we don't need 7 million government employees. That is a burden on any economy in the world. We really need to just restructure and work on our education and innovation, because technology is the way to go now.
I am optimistic about Egypt's future. And now that Egypt has moved onto the IMF program gives you a minimum basic foundation to build. But much more is required if you really want to grow at 6 to 7% per annum.
The government announced is targeting to reach 95 from 115 in the competitive rankings by 2020. Financial institutions have credited Egypt for the economic reforms of the last 3 years. But experts say a lot of work is still needed for Egypt to become a regional and international economic force. Yasser Hakim for CGTN, Cairo.